Some relatives, they just ask the silliest questions ever. Hello people, welcome to What's Going On La episode 25. Now as we all know, during this pandemic, interstate travel is banned and some people are very sad because they can't meet their relatives. What if I told you it's a blessing in disguise? Because let's all be honest, during festive seasons, some relatives, they just ask the silliest questions ever. Now the first question that relatives like to ask, now this is specifically for single people, is when are you getting married?
No, God!
We have heard that question a gazillion times every single year from different people. Apparently for some relatives, if you don't get married, you are not successful. You could be the CEO of a company, but then to your relative, you're not the CEO of yourself because you're not married. You could have finished an ultra marathon, but to your relative, you haven't finished your own marathon. The second question that relatives like to ask if you're married is, when are you going to have kids? Or if you already have kids, when are you having your next kid? Because to some relatives, they think having a kid is like such an easy decision. You know, like wake up one day, I'm having a kid today. They think it's like buying a furniture, it's that easy. Let me tell you this, no. Alright, I don't have a kid, but I know it's not as easy as buying a furniture. Because when you buy a furniture, you know how it looks like.
It looks like...
Number two, it comes with instructions, so you know what to do. Number three, a furniture is nearly maintenance free. And the best part of all, a furniture will never go missing. You have never heard an announcement go like, Mr. Lim, paging for Mr. Lim, your shoe rack is found at the information counter. Then Mr. Lim be like, hey, how did my shoe rack get here? I placed it at the entrance of my house. Never. Now the third question that some relatives like to ask is, are you still doing that job, whatever occupation that you have? And it's even worse if you're in the creative industry, like a musician, singer, a videographer, photographer, or a comedian like me. It's difficult being in the creative industry and facing relatives because they will ask really silly questions like, are you still taking pictures of random birds? And you'll be like, yes, uncle, I am still a photographer. Are you still pretending to be someone else on screen? Yes, auntie, I am still an actor. Like I get these personal questions like, Gajen, are you still telling jokes to a random group of strangers? And I'll be like, yes, I'm still a stand-up comedian. The worst part of all, some relatives, they'll ask this to creatives, right? Boy, when are you getting a real job? Now the fourth question that relatives like to ask is, how's the weather at your place? Now this is a very silly question. Because like we travel a few kilometers to meet our relatives. Okay, it may be a few hours drive, it may be a few minutes drive, it doesn't matter. But it's close by. I'm from Sungai Besi, I travel to PJ, which is 10 to 15 kilometers away. Relatives ask me, Gajen, how's the weather in Sungai Besi? Ladies and gentlemen, even I don't ask my friends in Singapore, how's the weather? Because it's only 4 hours drive away. You understand? And this one, 10 kilometers and relatives are asking, how's the weather? So there was once I tried to be sarcastic. I said, it's snowing in Sungai Besi. And my relative thought I was telling the truth and she corrected me. She was like, Gajen, it's not snowing. It's called hailstorm. In Malaysia, we have it once in a while. Now the fifth question that some relatives like to ask is, which road did you take to come here? What are you, CIA? Why is the road so important? It's like you being in an interrogation room. So which road do you take to come here? Why are you visiting me? Why are you doing this on a yearly basis? Are you followed? Why are other relatives following you? So ladies and gentlemen, I have compiled certain answers for you to answer if relatives ask you these silly questions. After your funeral, looking at your children, I don't plan to have any. When are you getting a real education? My place is flooded badly. In fact, I'm actually moving into your house today. I took the road to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this episode. I've got a few very important announcements to make. Every Thursday, I actually have a virtual improv comedy show on Facebook Live. Yes, it's an interactive comedy show. So please do join every Thursday, 9 p.m. Malaysian time. It's free of charge. Join in the free show. It's interactive. It's going to be fun. I've also got a podcast on Spotify called How You Started La, so go and check it out. And last but not least, I also have roast sessions on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed, please do.